Sad news, Stevie Nicol, Sergio Aguero forced to retire from football, Manchester City's record scorer. But for you, where does he rank as far as the best Premier League strikers since 1992 is concerned?
I think you've got to say he's in the top three. And that top three would be Aguero, Alan Shearer, and Thierry Henry. Now, I guess it depends on what sort of player or what sort of centre forward you like, because they're all pretty different. You know, Shearer's kind of a more old-fashioned one, but scores tons of goals. Thierry Henry's your kind of musketeer, being a Frenchman who scores goals. And you got Aguero, who for me is more of your classic number 9 in the penalty box, who will score the easy one, he'll score the difficult one, and he'll score the goal from absolutely nowhere. Quite frankly, I find it difficult to separate those three. And if you're looking for a reason to, then the easy answer for Aguero is when you score a goal with the last kick of the game, in the last match of the season, in the last second of the season, to win the Premier League, nobody's going to forget that. Forgetting, of course, that his goal record, again, is as good as anybody, including those two I mentioned. I mean, if you try and come up with a reason why Sergio Aguero is not the best Premier League striker of all time, then it's very difficult. It's easy to come up with all the good stuff. I can't come up with a negative whatsoever.
That's high praise indeed. You look at the top three Premier League goal scorers, Shearer, Rooney and Cole, but it took them a lot longer to get their goals than it took Aguero, who's in fourth with 184 in 275. So as far as ratio is concerned, he's better than any of those three. What makes a natural-born striker for you?
I think you just answered it. He's born naturally. Listen, strikers have an instinct that even they can't explain. You know, you can do things. You know, you talk about Gary Lineker, for example. He will tell you that at corners, he would always make sure that he would end up on the back post and covering that area. So, you know, strikers will tell you that they'll cover areas. But that's just one facet of it. You know, clearly you have to have a great football brain. And clearly you have to be able to read situations, because you can't turn up from nowhere and just be there at the right time without being able to read situations and sniff out where the ball's going to go. And as I said, I dare you to go and ask any coach to teach that. That's something that naturally you're born with if you are a centre forward or if you're a striker. And it's called having a football brain. Of course, after that, you need the composure to finish. And that's probably as big a component as any of the other ones. In front of goal, you can be at the right place at the right time. You can always be there. But if you don't have the composure to go with that smell you have to be in the right place, then you're not going to get the goals. So try and separate the keys. But I'll tell you, one of the biggest one is composure.
How do you defend against them?
Very difficult. Again, the only way you can do is if you can figure out the same way that they do where the ball's going to end up. Again, it's a facet of you being a great defender as well. You know, you have to sniff out the danger. You have to read the danger before it actually happens to hopefully stop it coming along. And then when it does come along, you're in the right place at the right time. It's kind of all the similar things that a striker has. So if you can outsmart them, because that's what it is. It's a game. It's a cat and mouse game between defender and attacker. And if you on a given day can be at your best and your smartest and your brightest and on your toes and ready and concentrated, that's the only way you can stop somebody like Sergio Aguero.
Well, he's given so many of us so many memories. He's announced his retirement at the age of 33, but for Manchester City supporters, 93-20. That's when he scored that goal against QPR. That is how he'll be best remembered, among many other things.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.